Right, so in Orc turn 2, the Orcs had objectives of behind enemy lines, so had to get a unit into my deployment zone, stomp them, which kill a unit in combat, bonus points if they do more, and they still had Kingslayer left over from last turn. So, how did it all go down? Well, over on this side, the Tankbuster boys hopped out of their truck, and charged the land speeders. As you can see, no more land speeders there anymore. They got blown up for the loss of 2 Tankbusters in the assault. Down here, the Deathcopters shot at and subsequently charged the Predator, wrecking it in combat. So that's a Predator down. What else happened? Yeah, so most of it was just the Orcs swarming around the Terminators. Little tiny squad of Terminators prepared against all odds to just do what had to be done, but they lost to just sheer volume of attacks from the Orcs, and as you can see, no Terminators left there anymore. These boys in the ruins tried to charge into this tactical squad, but a bad roll left them just short, and the Knob Biker charged the tactical squad before they charged, and he took the full force of their Overwatch fire, and he was blown to pieces. Also over here, if I can come round and have a look, a weird boy in his own personal fight with the Gene Stealers over here, he managed to get Warpath again for +1 attack for the unit, and charge the Gene Stealers. Gene Stealers completely woofed their attacks, and the Orcs killed all bar one of them. But that one Gene Stealer is going to hold his ground and fight till the end. But yeah, it's quite a successful Orc turn. He got 2 points for Stomp'em, and didn't score anything else, I don't think. Yeah, he's going to discard Kingslayer because he thinks he's going to have trouble taking down my Librarian. But yeah, things are all hotting up here. The Orcs are prepared to receive the Space Marines counter-offensive, but first we've got to roll for some Gene Stealers. Right, so we rolled up 3 new units of Gene Stealers this turn, and one of them, down here, has a Broodlord in. Now, there was one extra Gene Stealer on this one. He charged at the Deathcopters, as per the rules, but got annihilated to Overwatch fire. I've had a second unit appear in the ruins here, ready to jump down on that tactical squad, and a third unit over here going to deal some death to the Tankbusters. But yeah, that's the Gene Stealers. The one fighting the Pain Boy, the last one in there, got punked by the Pain Boy. Weird Boy, sorry, Weird Boy. And so he's dead. But on to turn 3 for the Space Marines. Okay, so in the Space Marine turn, these 2 tactical squads here really tried to thin out the numbers of the Gene Stealers in the ruins, got them down to 2 left, which should be manageable, but that left no firepower left to deal with these ones on the flank, which could pose a bit of a threat now. The Stalker, being a primarily anti-air unit, shot for the Dakka Jets, killed one of them and sent them fleeing. They could still rally though, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with them. Now, as for objectives for the turn, Space Marines had secure objective 5 twice, and secure objective 3. Now, 3 was easy enough. Moved the tactical squad up here, Librarian Psychic shrieked at the boys there, and then the squad opened up with fire and bolters, and sent them running off the board. This Predator tried to take out the Orcs in there. They passed all their cover saves. And this one put a nice little shot right through this gap here into the truck that was there, blew that up. So Predators are doing reasonably well today. I'm pleased with them. The Razorback, on the other hand, has missed every single shot with its twin-link las cannon and has basically done a grand total of nothing. Land Raider flamed and shot at these guys, thinned their numbers out a little bit, but they passed the leadership test. And so at the end of the turn, Space Marines have secured Objective 3, but we're holding 2 lots to secure Objective 5. And now I'm planning to bring the Assault Squad over here next turn to claim that, so I'm going to hold on to both of those for now, because that's a depleted squad in there, and I think the Assault Marines can take them. But yeah, that's the end of the Space Marine turn. On to the Orc turn 3. Okay, so for Orc turn 3, Sam had secure objective 6, which was over here by this Gene Stealer. Secure objective 1, which is under the wrecked Predator, and behind enemy lines. So behind enemy lines was easy enough to score. This one lone knob who'd rallied from the old bike squad thrust into here. He's going to die next turn, but you know, he scored behind enemy lines, so that's the point. Now, the more serious matters of the turn. That truckload of boys moved up here.
No, they got in the truck.
Oh, they got... Yes, it was that half squad there from the previously blown up truck got in that empty truck. The tank busters, who were under threat from these Gene Stealers, got back in their truck. Now over here, the mob with the shooters charged the Land Raider, and the other mob with the sluggers and choppers ran into the building, charged the tactical squad and sent them running right out the back with only 3 survivors. Nice impressive charge. They got a 10 on their charge roll, so they gain Hammer of Wrath because of the Orc detachment roll. Other than that, there was a little bit of shooting here in Psychic Powers. The Weird Boy's Frazzle Power would have done some nasty damage to the Assault Marines, except that it missed. Got the power off, but it just missed, and the Assault Marines are fine. And shooting from the other units took down 1 Assault Marine and a couple of Tactical Marines from this squad. So, yeah, the assault on the Land Raider just did a whole point. So things are still not looking too decisive either way. Orcs scored another point that turn from this guy, but there are other objectives they weren't able to secure. And there's going to be some more Gene Stealers coming up soon, so that's going to throw a wrench in both our plans. Onto the Gene Stealer turn. Okay, so the Gene Stealer turn finally saw the Gene Stealers make a big impact on the game. The Broodlord and the survivors of his squad charged down and put a whole point on the Stalker, but the main thing was these boys in the crater, Gene Stealers in the crater, charged into the Death Copters, took 1 casualty on the way in, and then butchered the Copters. So well done there, my little 6-limbed alien friends. You've done some good work for me. Had 2 more squads turn up. The original squad that was in this building charged into the tactical squad and died horribly, but to Snapfire, but a new squad's formed in there, and then we've had a squad pop up over here. So yeah, Gene Stealer presence is really starting to show itself, and both sides are really going to have to worry about how they're going to deal with them. So on to Space Marine turn 4. Okay, so Space Marine turn was a little less productive than I would have liked. Drew Big Game Hunter as my extra objective, and I'm still holding 2 lots of secure objective 5. Now, to try and get me objective 5, I moved the assault squad up to the building where it's positioned, and they unloaded onto the Orcs, killed 3 of them, 4 of them? Killed 4 of them, but then wasn't enough to break them, and they passed the leadership test, and then I failed my assault. So although I got there, I've still got to fight through the Orcs in here somewhere. There we go, Orcs. Other than that, I was trying to just sort of keep the worst of the enemy off my back. This Predator, in fact no, it wasn't the Predator, it was the Tech Marine. One little Tech Marine all on his own finished off the surviving knob biker that was here. So good work there. Razorback continued to fail to do anything of any meaningfulness. Land Raider barbecued both of these squads, but they both passed the leadership tests. These guys and the Stalker shot at the Gene Stealers for a grand total of 1 kill. Good work there, guys. And these guys killed 1 Gene Stealer from that building. So not terrible. Oh yes, and this tactical squad fired at that truck and chucked a crack grenade at it and blew it up. So all in all, not the best of turns, but I did score 1 point for Big Game Hunter for blowing up that truck and just kept some of the Orcs off my back. Anyway, on to Orc turn 4.